Black Panther's awesome, but can Walt Disney World use it in their theme park? They can't. Here's why. Hey everybody, it is me, Vincent. Welcome back to Vincent Vision. Welcome back to my channel. I am here at Universal Orlando Resort, and I wanted to try to do a video that's a little bit different than what I would normally do. I've got a lot of Marvel on the brain recently. A couple days ago, Marvel did their Comic-Con panel and basically revealed to us all of the 500 movies that will be coming out for the next zillion million years. And in a never-ending effort to relate everything I do to theme parks, I wanted to talk about an interesting subject. I wanted to talk about something that is often said to me. It is, Vincent, you are a Universal expert, right? Doesn't Disney own Marvel? How come there's a whole Marvel land here at Islands of Adventure? And I say two things. Yes, I am a Universal expert. And two, that is actually a very interesting topic, and is the topic of today's video, a little thing they call the Marvel contract. Before we talk about the Marvel contract, we actually have to go back. I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a history lesson on Islands of Adventure. So many moons ago, when this park was getting conceptualized, it was actually gonna be a place called Cartoon World. This was going to be a theme park featuring Dr. Seuss, the Warner Brothers characters like Bugs Bunny and Marvin the Martian, and a whole land based off of DC Comics. That all sounds like a lot of fun, but I'm actually a lot happier with the Islands of Adventure that we ended up with, which I don't know if you guys have ever noticed, and I don't know if this is intentional or not, but it's all based in literature, storytelling. If Universal Studios Florida was the theme park where you could ride the movies, Islands of Adventure would be the theme park where you could immerse yourself into the worlds of storytelling. And it makes sense, you know, if you look at all the lands that are in the park, even now. You've got the books of Dr. Seuss, The Lost Continent, which is based off of Greek and Arabian mythology, Harry Potter, which was added later but still makes sense. Jurassic Park was actually a book before it was a movie. It's a very, very great book written by Michael Crichton. Toon Lagoon was a world based off of comics and cartoons that would show up in the Sunday newspaper. And Marvel Superhero Island, based off the Marvel comics. But Islands of Adventure opened up in 1999, and Universal actually acquired the rights to Marvel in 1994 for their second theme park, which would become Islands of Adventure. Originally, it was going to be a whole DC land, but I think DC at the time was a lot more popular than Marvel. And I think because of that, they were able to acquire Marvel and all of their characters a lot easier. Universal was able to acquire the theme park rights to Marvel at what I assume is a very reasonable rate compared to how much it would be now. And they were able to score them forever, in perpetuity. That is something you are going to hear a lot whenever someone talks about the Marvel contract, okay? So at this point, Universal has theme park rights to Marvel for forever, and they can do whatever they want with the characters that they please, and with that, they build Islands of Adventure, open up Marvel Superhero Island. That's all going good, that's all going great until things get a little complicated. In 2009, Disney acquires Marvel for $4 billion. So when Disney buys Marvel, they own everything. They own the movies, they have a share in the comics and the cartoons, and they have theme park rights. Sort of, kind of. That's definitely one of the first things they looked at when they bought Marvel, that's for sure, because how are you not going to want to incorporate these very popular superheroes into your theme parks? They look back, they check the Marvel contract that was made between Marvel Entertainment and Universal and see that it is very, very strong. All the way back in 1994, when this contract was first written, they really covered their butts, where part of it says that any theme park east of the Mississippi cannot use whatever characters are already featured in Marvel Superhero Island. And it even goes a couple steps further. Any characters related to the family of characters that appear in the land cannot be used. The big obvious ones, they can't do anything with Spider-Man, they can't do anything with Doctor Doom, they can't do anything with the Hulk. Since the Hulk is related to the family of characters known as the Avengers, they're using the term family as like groups of characters, and Doctor Doom is a villain of the Fantastic Four, Disney World can't do anything with the Avengers, they can't do anything with the Fantastic Four. I just saw the brand new Black Panther trailer, Wakanda Forever, and it looks amazing. Like seriously, any doubts that I had about this movie with the unfortunate passing of Chadwick Boseman were instantly gone the second I saw this trailer. I am super, super excited for this movie. Black Panther's awesome. But can Walt Disney World use it in their theme park? They can't. Here's why. If you ever go into Captain America's diner, no Captain America by the way, and you go towards the left, there is a mural that features Black Panther's face on it. So because of that, no Black Panther. And probably, since we're assuming family of characters, no Wakandans, perhaps? I'm not sure how that goes, but you can't use Black Panther. This is the rules east of the Mississippi. West of the Mississippi, any other theme parks around the world, it's free game. So Disney can do whatever they want with the Avengers and Marvel and Disneyland and Paris and China and Tokyo, all those places. And they have. They had the Avengers Campus, which opened up last year, and just recently the Avengers Campus opened in Disneyland Paris. And they've done a pretty decent job, I would say. It is littered with Marvel characters, which is really exciting to see. But any characters that are represented in Marvel Superhero Island cannot be used at Walt Disney World, which I'm sure Disney hates because Walt Disney World is the most visited theme park in the world, and they can't put Spider-Man in there. I don't know if you've really looked around Marvel Superhero Island last time you were here, but this place is littered with superheroes and supervillains. It's like they knew this would happen at some point in the future, so they made it a point to just fill the place up with characters. In fact, let's do a quick little tour around the island just to give you an idea of all the currently relevant Marvel characters that are on the Marvel shows, the Marvel movies. I want to show you them here in the land, and if they are here in the land, Disney can't use them. So let's go take a little spin around Marvel Superhero Island. Prince Namor, Iceman from the X-Men, Magneto, Captain America, Thor, Iron Man, Storm from the X-Men, Dr. Octopus, Spider-Man, duh, Wolverine, Nelson and Murdoch. That is a reference to Daredevil. Now these big cutouts, these don't really count. These were added later, not in 1999. These are more based off of their Disney MCU looks. But you can look up here, you've got Silver Surfer, you've got Adam Warlock over there, you got that guy, I don't know who he is. The Fantastic Four, got Kang the Conqueror and Kingpin's Arcade, Red Skull. Something I think a lot of people don't notice are these statues of Venom over here by what's supposed to be Osborn Industries. So no Venom, no Green Goblin, because that's Norman Osborn. Blaze and Ketch, which is a reference to Johnny Blaze and Danny Ketch, both Ghost Riders. We got Vision, Scarlet Witch, Quicksilver, Falcon, who is Sam Wilson, so no Sam Wilson Captain America. You got Hawkeye. You've even got Black Knight, which is Jon Snow's character from the Eternals, so no Black Knight either. Loki, She-Hulk, and the list goes on and on and on. Well, not like super on. I covered almost every single character that shows up in the land, but you get my point. The point is that Marvel Superhero Island is littered with Marvel characters that have been relevant and popular over years and years, and even characters that may not be as popular now to a lot of younger generations are going to start to get their turn in the big Marvel movies, and Disney can't do anything with them. Now, there are two major MCU characters that don't really have a presence in this land, and they are able to be used at Walt Disney World. The first one is a fairly obvious one. It is the Guardians of the Galaxy. They just opened up a brand new Guardians of the Galaxy ride at Epcot. It's really awesome. Cosmic Rewind, tons of fun. They have no presence here at Marvel Superhero Island. Because if you think back in 1999, if Captain America, Thor, and Iron Man were B-list superheroes, Guardians of the Galaxy were C-list. But they're actually one of my favorites in the Marvel movies, so I'm glad they have a great ride over at Epcot. And the second is Doctor Strange, which is kind of a weird point of contention. There's always been this one little wall here in Marvel Superhero Island that I thought was very curious. It's definitely looks like a Doctor Strange style wall, and it has, I think it says Robotansky and Co. on it. I don't know what that is referencing. I've tried to check all my Marvel sources and see if that's a reference to something in Marvel. I have not been able to find anything. So if anyone knows, please leave a comment. That would be great. So what can Disney do in this situation? The agreement that Universal made with Marvel in 1994 is in perpetuity. It is forever. And the only way that Marvel will ever go away here at Universal is if A, Universal decides that they don't want to use it anymore and they drop it and give it back, or B, Marvel feels as if Universal is not withholding the integrity of the brand, they're not holding it up to a good standard, then they can yank it from Universal and let Disney do whatever they want. In my opinion, and I think in a lot of other people's opinions, that is never going to happen. The Marvel Superhero Island is really great. It is a great representation of the world of comics and cartoons for Marvel, and it happens to have some of the best rides in the park, I would say, even in Orlando. And something I didn't know until I was researching this a little bit deeper, but Universal actually could update and add Marvel rides. And we've seen them actually update the rides. In 2016, the Hulk got a complete redo. It got sort of like an aesthetics update, and then Spider-Man got a change as well in 2013, where they changed the animation of the ride. But I think if they wanted to build an Iron Man ride, they could. Is it really worth it to them? Not really, because they can't base these new rides or these characters off of the MCU, which is the most popular version of Marvel out there right now. I think the way theme parks operate now is that they are only going to ever build new lands and rides and things like that that are involved with IP, intellectual properties. You're never going to really see an original idea again. And I think if they are going to use Marvel again, or if Marvel is going to be used in any sort of theme park capacity anywhere, it is going to be based off of the movies and the shows that people recognize now, not the comics and cartoons, unfortunately. I do love the Spider-Man ride and Doctor Doom and the Hulk. They're all really great rides, and I love the Guardians of the Galaxy ride too. But I definitely wish more could have been done with Marvel, especially like in the past couple years when I believe that Marvel was the most popular that it'll ever be. And who's to say if that is still going to be the case in a couple years once the Fantastic Four show up, and Phase 5, and Phase 6, and 7, 8, 9, 10. Once we get all these brand new characters, Marvel could be just as popular as it was when Endgame came out. But even then, with these dozens of new characters that the MCU will introduce over the years in these next batch of movies, it's probably very likely that they already exist somewhere here in Marvel Superhero Island. And while unfortunately Universal can't capitalize on the growing success of Marvel, what they have here is enough for people to want to visit Islands of Adventure and Universal if they are any sort of Marvel fan. I think they'll keep that going for a really, really long time. So until the next Marvel movie comes out, that is all I've got. So thank you guys for watching another Vincent Vision. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's a little different, but it was really fun to make. I love talking theme park politics whenever I can. Please, if you haven't already, give me a like, subscribe to my channel. It really, really does help a lot. And keep on watching. If you like this type of video, let me know. I'll see what else I can come up with in the world of Universal and theme parks and interesting things like that. Interesting fingers here. But I'm going to get on out of here. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you at the next one. Bye-bye.